My name is Rebecca Nikoye. I run a channel called Nikoyabiblemoments, and this time we'll be navigating various areas and topics concerning the book of Amos. And there's so much ground to cover, so much to unravel, there's so much digging to do, and there'll be multiple strategies and areas that we'll be able to navigate as we walk through this book of Amos. In order to achieve great success, in this our endeavor of studying the book of Amos, we need various skill set, research skills, the ability to go through the behind the scenes, the ability to understand why Amos was chosen. And we also want to connect the book of Amos to other characters in the Bible. Notably, we'll go topically in a way that we relate to topics that are directly affects our lives, and we'll realize that we'll always be in transition, and this platform will give us an avenue to keep up with the pace. So exactly what are the areas that we're going to immerse ourselves into today? For example, today we are going to look at the topic breaking spatial barriers. And by spatial barriers, we'll need to understand what is the definition of spatial phenomena. Actually, spatial means the perception, in this case and in this study, it means the perception of relationship that relating to occupying space. And what is a barrier? A barrier is something, not material in this case, that keeps us apart from making progress and makes the process of making progress very difficult. We'll also be able to understand on an individual basis, what are your barriers? Do you know your barriers? Do you know what is impeding you from making success, than making steps? Yeah. For example, speaking from my point of view, I'm my greatest barrier. I create impediments that hinder me from moving forward in my life. These impediments can be thoughts, can be feelings, can be my gender, can be my career, and so forth. For instance, the barrier for my self-growth can be fear. I may, for instance, when starting going through the book of Amos, I fear that maybe I haven't done enough. And what if I go out there and you feel like an imposter? No, can be denial, can be pride. Say, okay, I'm educated person, an accomplished person. Uh, why do this? How will people see me? Pride, defensiveness, not taking responsibility, lack of clear goals. These are things that affect me each and every day. I don't know about you. About lack of motivation? How about lack of self-discipline? How about low self-worth? Still, there are environmental factors that impede my self-good. For example, my family background, the state of poverty in the environment that I come from, the political unrest, the corruption, coming from a society that is self-seeking. Think about the relationship as barriers. Yeah, the fact that maybe you're not connected from with a specific person of with a or the who in the society may be an impediment. The fact that the kind of relationship you have are toxic, the kind of people that surround you don't promote your self growth, can be a barrier. My resources can be a barrier. For example, if I don't have enough resources, then this can be an outright barrier. So having an understanding of what is spatial barrier, then we can come straight to understanding the spatial barrier in relation to the book of Amos. How was Amos impeded in his mission to becoming a prophet? We are hit when you open the book of Amos chapter 1, you realize that the word Tekoa hits you like on your face. You want to know, Who is this Tekoa? Also want to know the word herdsman of Tekoa hits you in your face when you're doing Amos chapter 1. Another thing that hits you right in your face is Uzziah, king of Judah, in the days of Jeroboam, and son of Joash, king of Israel. Then another thing that hits you is 2 years before the earthquake. Now you realize that being a herdsman reduces Amos to being more of a day laborer who just tended livestock and worked in orchards. But still, although there's duality in this argument, because some argue that he owned sheep and cattle. But we have not been told categorically whether he owned the sheep or the cattle. We're just told that he was a herdsman in Tekoa. Now, when you go to Amos chapter 7, verse 14, Amos says that there, he says that I was no prophet, neither was I the son, a prophet's son, but I was a husband and a gatherer of sycamore fruits. Right? Now you realize there's some impediment he has himself. He says, okay, why did God choose me? Maybe asking this question himself. Okay, why would you say why God chose me? Because I'm not a prophet? And this argument was doing it when he was having attacks and he was trying to prove to whoever's attacking him that, okay, you may say that I have interest. I have interest in bringing you down. But see, I'm bringing you this message, and yet I was no prophet. Yet I was not a prophet's son. But I was a herdsman and the gatherer of sycamore tree fruits. Now, this brings us to understanding that in the Bible, there are people who felt they were not enough. Yeah? There's several characters that we've been cited in the Bible that felt they were not enough. For example, let's talk of a guy who fled Egypt and went to the wilderness. Yeah?